Hey, what's going on, y'all? Coming at y'all again with another video in nature, on another trail, enjoying my time under this sun, although a little more shaded today. I want to talk to y'all about staying the course. Now, we're all on a certain path in this life. We're all going somewhere. And I'd even go as far as to say those paths are predestined. Where we're going, it's been determined. It's been written out. So, a lot of times, we're on this path and we see the road ahead. We think we know what's coming. Well, I want to start this video by saying, lean not on your own understanding. That's a very popular verse. Lean not on your own understanding. But why is that? Why is that? Because human understanding is futile. Why? Why is our understanding so limited, so lacking? Well, we're third-dimensional creatures. We exist on this 3D plane. And while there are other planes of existence intermingling and interlayered with ours, what we perceive as three layers. What we operate on is really, at least as far as we can tell right now, three layers. I think that we operate on more layers, perhaps four and five, fourth and fifth dimensional layers. But right now, what we can observe rationally is that we live in this three-dimensional world. And our three-dimensional understanding is limited. There are events going on beyond our understanding. And a lot of times things happen to us beyond our understanding. Like a lot of times we think that we're going through a trial, a test, that this is something that's been sent to us to go through. Like a lot of times it's a specific situation. And I really want to, if you don't believe in God, just believe in the universe. Believe in some order of things that happens in your life. Something that sends events to you, that challenges you with events, and also that just wants to see you grow. Keep that in mind, that the purpose of life is growth. What are we doing here besides evolving, becoming better creatures and making, ideally, a better version of yourself? Or perhaps, be that another child, or a child, or maybe it's a piece of art, or just something that lives beyond you. That's the purpose here, to evolve and make something that goes on, survive. And the universe has that intent for your life, has that intent to help you grow, to help you evolve. Thing is, we don't always see that intent. And so we go through these things and we're like, why? Why do I have to go through this? And all we can see is the struggle. When if we could see the whole picture, the fourth dimensional picture of our lives, the result, the outcome, we know it was worth going through. And honestly, that's where that phrase, hindsight's 2020, It's like, if you could always look back on your problems, you would be able to make all the right decisions. I think that's why we don't have that kind of fourth dimensional perspective. We can only exist and perceive this life, this 3D world, and this time and set events. We can't see what's beyond the events until we greet those outcomes. So you'll be going through a trial. Let's say that's not having a whole lot of money, struggling for money. This is a test. This is something that you have to overcome in time. Something that you got to work through. God wants to judge your character. And even more interestingly, God may be trying to show you your character. You may not see who you are right now. You may be prideful. Yeah, this is something the Lord's been teaching me lately. Because sometimes I don't even see my pride, but you got to look at our pride and recognize that pride comes before the fall. Inevitably. There's a Bible verse that says, man builds himself up, who makes himself on high, exalts himself, shall be abased. He shall be brought low. And the man who humbles himself shall be made high, shall be exalted himself. So, we got to humble ourselves out here on this journey. We got to make sure that we're staying humble in the face of even our accomplishments, in the face of our successes. It's easy to lose sight of humility and just start to take pride in who you are and what you've done. And again, that always comes before the fall. It's just rationale. You bring yourself up, the only place to go is down. You can't go up forever. Not without, infinite boost of energy. But that's not the point. Let's say your trial is you don't have a whole lot of money. There's something to learn from that. There's something that God's trying to teach you so you can grow, so you can handle more in your life. And often, we can't see that. We're struggling. We're like, God, why can't I have enough? Why can't I have enough to get by? And it's like if you could see maybe that you learn how to make do without, and then God blesses you with more, and then now you know how to make do with even more resources. You can amplify, multiply those resources even more with what you learned when you didn't have a lot. It's times like these that God teaches us true values of life. Gold through the fire becomes refined. These tests help us excel. Coal turns into diamonds under pressure. But remember, without enough pressure, without enough push down, it just stays coal. It can go through all that pressure, all that push, and just stay coal. Isn't that the worst? And it's funny because I like to barbecue. I like to smoke. You should watch my Chuck Rose video, shameless plug. And in that, you'll see, well, you may not see, but when you break up coals after the fire, or let's say you get some, you'll see shiny specks inside that coal. That coal had the potential to be diamond. That coal had all the potential to be diamond, had all the shiny specks. In fact, they're the same material. They're both carbon. They're both just carbon. But one of them was under enough pressure to transform. Gold through that hot fire, the hottest hot, whatever degree that is, that refines gold. It had to get to that temperature before it turned refined. It had to reach a certain point, and then it transforms. So remember, when you're going through it, and it's becoming the hottest hot, it's becoming the hardest pressure that you've endured, that's the point where you become gold, you become refined, where you become diamond, where you transform into your best self. Because you went through the pressure to evolve. You went through the hardest part, and you gained from that. You became valuable, worthwhile. In fact, invaluable, so valuable. Think about it, diamonds are priceless. Gold, when it's refined, is fought over by nations. You're the prize. That's what we're trying to become. And to do that, we have to stay the course. We have to endure the challenges. We have to remember that these are tests. And we have to be aware of the things that we learn, especially when those things involve our own nature. Again, sometimes we go through these things to learn things, like to learn our shortcomings, especially our shortcomings. It's too easy to, again, be prideful, to walk around and think that you have accomplished so much that you're good now. When in reality, there's always more to learn, especially concerning ourselves. And sometimes we go through these tests so that we can fail, so that God can show us, the universe, if you will, can show us, or if anything, just so you can find out. We go through these hardships, and if you take a second to look at the hardship, you might find out, oh shit, I'm lacking there. Let me invest some energy and some time into becoming stronger there. So then, when this test comes at me again, I can pass with flying colors. It's like, sometimes, it's like midterms. You fuck up on the midterms, well damn, let me study for the final. Let me study hard for the final. That way I won't fuck up. It's in that discovery of self where the most growth births from. The most growth comes out of that endurance and that self-awareness. Because it's not always easy to look at our problems, is it? To go through hardships and then look at ourselves and analyze how we failed. How we could have done better. Because it's so easy to blame our surrounding situation, the world around us, other factors, make excuses, to defend ourselves from God, if you will. But it's like God isn't attacking you. God is trying to help you grow. And a lot of times it's tough love that the most growth comes from. Again, you know, diamonds don't come but under the hardest pressure. So if you really want to become a diamond out here, especially if you're one of these people that talks this self-improvement talk, that talks this I want to be a good person talk, God might show you how you're not a good person. And if you're not accepting of that information, if you're not willing to, you know, be like, ah, damn, I treated that person wrong. How can I treat people better? How can I do better in the future so I don't treat people like this again? If you're not willing to, you know, come to that kind of self-awareness, you might not transform into that kind of person. You might stay cold. You might continue treating people that level because you weren't willing to do the work to change. And I would say that's a sad existence. It's a stagnant existence, if anything. And if you're living that kind of lifestyle, you might not see the kind of productivity, the kind of, you know, joy and contentment that you desire. That's something that really comes from putting forth effort into the world to make a change for the better in yourself and in others. A lot of times it starts with yourself. But again, staying the course. Lastly, I want to talk to y'all about battling temptations and distractions while you're on this path. You know, we're all going somewhere again. We're all heading our directions. And on this journey, we're going to battle trials, but these trials often look like temptations. They look like distractions, side paths to pull us off our course, to pull us off our direction, to keep us from getting to our objective, which is where God wants you to go. You know, it's like you'll be going through these trials and maybe you'll see an easy out. And again, you know, to re-emphasize, if you don't get to that hottest hot, if you don't get to that wonderful, wonderful pressure, you don't get under enough of that wonderful pressure, you will not transform. And I say wonderful because you got to fall in love with it. You have to fall in love with all the bullshit that comes your way. And remember that as you deal with it and as you overcome it, you will grow stronger. It's like lifting these weights. You know, it's like a strong workout. After you finish that workout, after you've pushed past all that, you know, muck in your mind, I don't want to fucking, I'm lazy, I'm tired, I don't want to. You push past all that, you get to it, you get that workout done, you've accomplished something. You've torn your body down, sure, but you will build back up even stronger. Your mind does the same thing. You go through challenges, you overcome those challenges. Your body takes time to analyze and assess and grow stronger, more adept at dealing with said challenges. You know, and again, you beat distractions. You beat these distractions, you beat these temptations as they come your way, you grow stronger. Now, it's not always easy to do this. And again, I say lean not on your own understanding. Even if you're just calling on the universe, and that's all you can summon, to call on the power of everything around you, of all that is. If that's the only place you can do it, then I suggest you start there. Whenever you go through those moments of trials and temptations, call on the power of everything around you to aid you. If you're a Christian, call on your God. You know, if you're Buddhist, call on the karma and goodwill. You know, I'm not Buddhists got it better than me. Buddhists gonna know what to do better than I do when they go through a trial. I'm just saying, you're gonna want to call on your higher power. Call on some kind of divinity, because divinity will assist you greater than you can assist yourself. Put it like this. You got two people on the field battling. You got one guy who's a mercenary. He has to supply himself. Everything he has, he's made for himself, he's bought for himself. Versus someone who's serving their lord. Someone who's serving a magistrate, a king. Who do you imagine is going to be better outfitted? Who do you imagine will be able to take the fight to the enemy and win with, you know, the quality gear? The one who serves the Lord, of course. The one who serves a magistrate. They're going to be the better outfitted one because they are bought and paid for. All their equipment is supplied by their Lord. All their strength, all their power, that was given to them. That was handed to them, because they serve their Lord dutifully. To serve a Lord is to gain power from another source. And that is why, if you want to be strong and, I suppose, well defended as you engage in battles of distractions and temptations, as you overcome trials, the best way to do so, and the way to do so the most effectively, is with a higher power by your side. Alright, y'all. Hope you enjoyed my video on staying the course. I hope that if you're on your way to an objective, you're on your way somewhere, that this helped inspire you. Keep on the mission, not get distracted. I'll just cover some points I mentioned. Life will set up challenges in your life. Remember, as you deal with these things, sometimes life put them there to show you weaknesses that you have, shortcomings, where you can strengthen yourself, where you should invest some time and energy into improving yourself. And these trials and tests can show us so many things about ourselves. Next, you want to battle temptations and distractions with something by your side, because that will make you more effective, make you stronger. You'll be better outfitted than if you have just your own strength. Next, lean not on your own understanding. The purpose for your trial may not be clear at first. Remember, we have a limited understanding as three-dimensional creatures. So, if you are dealing with some kind of trial and you don't get the meaning of it, you're asking, why God, why God? Well, the meaning might not be clear to you at first, but it could be a great blessing or a great improvement that you're making in your life that's just around the corner. You might be learning something that you can better utilize in your future when God blesses you after you've overcome this test. Lastly, I'll say, stay humble. As you go through this journey, you may gain some wins under your belt. You may get some real successes. You may get some real strength behind you. Some real wind in your sails. And at that point, it's easy to get prideful, boastful, to gloat and think you're better than others. But I'll tell you, in the end, there's nothing more destructive. There's nothing that will bring you down lower than trying to raise yourself up. Then using the blessings God gave you, again, if you serve a Lord, if you understand that you're out here moving for one, and that God is testing you, God's giving you these things, the universe, if you will, to use these gifts, these talents that the universe gave you, to then sin, to raise yourself on high, to exalt yourself, the only way you can go is down. The only place that the universe can bring you after you've tried to bring yourself up, after you've falsely claimed the gifts and talents, is down low. So I'll tell you, humility is the answer. Humility is the only way. Because if you humble yourself, the universe can do nothing but bring you up. And I don't mean be meek. I don't mean shrink in front of others. I mean, do not boast. Do not try to, again, take on the talents that the universe gave you as, oh yes, that's me. Everyone praise me. That was a gift to me. It's like you look so good because your Lord outfitted you that well. You know what I mean? It's like, that's not you. Like, you're showing off the power of your Lord. Remember that you're always representing the Most High. In everything you do, you're a walking testimony. That's why we got to stay on this course, and we got to do it righteously, to inspire others, to keep others going. All right, this video has gone on long enough, y'all. I hope y'all take care. Peace.